room of the Veltharian Empire trembled as Queen Elsa's roar echoed through its vast chambers. Another suitor lay sprawled at the base of the dais, his ornate diplomatic robes singed at the edges from the electrical discharge that had erupted from her body. The ambassador from the Crothian Consortium scrambled backward on all 6 legs, his translator device crackling with panic. "Your Majesty, please! I meant no offense! Get out!" Elsa's voice resonated with harmonic frequencies that shattered 3 decorative vases along the western wall. Her bioluminescent skin flared from deep violet to blazing red, the color of absolute fury. "Tell your High Council that if they send one more suitor who views me as a political acquisition, I will personally dismantle their trade routes." The ambassador fled, joining the long list of dignitaries, princes, and power brokers who had tried and failed to win the young queen's hand. Elsa remained on her throne, her 4 arms trembling, her respiratory vents releasing steam in ragged bursts. Around her, the palace staff kept their distance, as they always did when her episodes began. She was 23 cycles old, barely an adult by Veltharian standards, and she had inherited an empire in crisis. Her parents had died in the plasma reactor explosion that had nearly destroyed the capital. She had been left to rule alone, to make decisions that affected billions, to smile at diplomatic functions while her world crumbled around her, and everyone wanted something from her. The throne room emptied. Elsa pressed her face into her hands, her skin dimming to a defeated gray. She didn't hear the side door open, didn't notice the footsteps approaching until a distinctly human voice spoke up. "Man, you really let that guy have it." Elsa's head snapped up. Standing at the base of her throne, completely unbothered by the scorch marks and shattered pottery, was a human. He wore the grease-stained coveralls of a maintenance worker, and his hair stuck up at odd angles. A tool belt hung loosely around his waist. "Who are you?" Elsa demanded, though her voice lacked its earlier fury. Humans were rare this far into the galactic rim, rare enough that she'd never actually spoken to one before. "John Martinez, ma'am. I'm with the engineering crew fixing your atmospheric processors. Heard the commotion and figured I'd check if anything got broken that needed immediate attention." He glanced around the room with a professional eye. "Looks like just cosmetic damage, but that power surge could have fried some circuits in the walls." Elsa stared at him. "You're concerned about the circuits?" "Well, yeah, that's my job." John pulled out a handheld scanner and began checking the wall panels. "Though, if I'm being honest, I'm also concerned about you. That was a pretty intense discharge. Are your bioregulators okay?" Something in Elsa's chest tightened. "Why would you care?" John looked up from his scanner, his brown eyes meeting her luminescent ones. "Because that kind of energy release usually means someone's in serious distress. I've worked with enough Veltharians to know the signs." He paused. "You want to talk about it?" "Talk." Elsa felt her skin ripple with confusion, cycling through purple and blue. "I'm the Queen of Veltharia. I don't need to. I can't just—" "Right. Sorry." John went back to his scanning. "Forget I asked. It's just, you remind me of my sister. She used to bottle everything up until she exploded too. Literally, in her case, she had some cybernetic implants that would overload. Scared the hell out of us until she learned to process her stress differently." Elsa descended from her throne slowly, her curiosity overriding her royal protocol. "How?" "Therapy, mostly, and learning that it's okay to not be okay sometimes." John tapped a wall panel, frowning at the reading. "This one's definitely fried. I'll need to replace it before you have a power fluctuation issue." "I don't have time for weakness," Elsa said quietly. "My empire needs strength. Needing help isn't weakness." John pulled out a replacement circuit board. "It's just being alive. Trust me, I've seen what happens when leaders try to carry everything alone. It never ends well. Elsa felt something crack inside her, not violently, but like ice melting. They all want to use me, she whispered. Every suitor, every ambassador, every advisor. They see a young queen they can manipulate. They don't see me. John stopped working. He looked at her for a long moment, then did something that no one in the palace had dared to do in cycles. He stepped forward and opened his arms. I think you need a hug. Elsa froze. What? A hug. Human thing. It's comforting. No politics. No expectations, just support. He kept his arms open, not moving closer, giving her the choice. For a moment, Elsa's diplomatic training screamed warnings. This was improper, undignified. Queens didn't embrace maintenance workers in throne rooms. But she was so tired. She stepped into his arms. John's embrace was gentle but firm, and he didn't flinch when her skin's temperature fluctuated or when small electrical discharges sparked between them. He just held her, one hand patting her back in a steady rhythm. You're doing okay, he said softly. I mean it. Running an empire at your age? That's incredibly hard. And you're still standing. That's not nothing. Elsa felt her bioluminescence cycle through colors she hadn't displayed in cycles, soft blues and gentle greens, the colors of peace and safety. Her respiratory vents released steam in steady, calm intervals. She realized she was crying, releasing mineral-saturated water from her optical membranes. I'm so tired, she admitted. I know, but you don't have to carry it all alone. John pulled back slightly, giving her a reassuring smile. Maybe stop looking for suitors and start looking for actual friends. People who see Elsa, not just the queen. Would you... Elsa hesitated. Would you consider being my friend? Already am, John said. Though I should warn you, I'm terrible at formal dinners, and I will absolutely try to fix anything that looks broken in your palace. For the first time in cycles, Elsa laughed. It was a genuine sound, warm and unguarded. Word spread quickly through the galactic community. The terrifying Queen of Veltharia had found a companion. Not a political alliance, not a strategic marriage, but something the universe's power brokers couldn't understand or manipulate. She had found a friend who just happened to be human, and who had known exactly what she needed when she needed it most. Sometimes the most revolutionary act in the galaxy is simple kindness,